After arriving at Limketkai Mall, my friends and I line up to get our tickets. I purchased mine through online. After that, we then head in the cinema to watch the CDO Film Festival Day 3 Block B.
Don?
We choose to watch the film Daybreak by Angela Dabay. This story follows Dawn, a woman who is struggling because of the pressure from work and expectation of the people around her. From what I have observed in the film, she was already exhausted from trying her best. Yet despite everything she was doing, she still felt underestimated by the people around her. Eventually, the pressure became too much for her and she wanted to escape. She wanted to rest, sleep, and take a break from everything. One thing that stood out to me was how she hallucinated that something was following her, causing her to run away from it. For me, it wasn't just a scary element of the story. I saw it as a representation of everything she was trying to escape from. It is the stress, expectation, exhaustion, and the feeling that no matter how hard she tried, she still wasn't enough. This made me realize that sometimes people can look completely fine on the outside while struggling internally. We don't always know how much someone is carrying. Dawn reminded me that constantly trying to prove yourself to others to other people can become exhausting and you can lose yourself, especially when your efforts are continuously underestimated. I also like the film's execution. The sound effect helped create tension and made me feel Dawn's fear and anxiety throughout the film. I also like the cinematography because the way the scenes were presented reflected her mental and emotional state. It allowed me to experience her confusion rather than simply being told that she was struggling. For me, the film Daybreak showed that rest is not a weakness. We don't need to try harder. We simply need to stop, breathe, and give ourselves permission to take a rest. We also catch a glimpse of the film and the War, directed by Sergio Bacos. The film made me reflect on the realities of conflict, particularly the moral struggle in Mindanao. It reminded me that war is not simply about soldiers, weapons, and battles. Behind every conflict are ordinary people. There are families, parents, children who have their own dreams and a hope for peace. Looking at its cultural context, I realized that the moral conflict is connected to deeper issues of identity, land, inequality, history, and a desire for self-determination. This made me understand that conflicts are rarely as simple as saying one side is completely right and the other is wrong. There are experiences and histories that needed to be understood. What stood out to me about the film's execution was how it focused of focused on the human side of the war instead of seeing conflict only as a political issue. I was reminded of the people who actually have to live with its consequences. It also made me think about the war in Gaza that is currently and still happening right now, where innocent civilians, including children and women, will continue to suffer from violence, displacement, and loss. Although the situation in Mindanao and Gaza are historically different, they share something deeply human. It is the suffering of ordinary people caught in conflicts much bigger than themselves. By the end of the film, the quote of Plato that states, "Only the dead have seen the end of war." For me, it means that even when the fighting stops, the effect of war can remain through trauma, loss, destroyed home, and painful memories. End of War by Joe Backus made me realize that peace is more than the absence of fighting. True peace means people can live without fear, families can feel safe, and children can grow up without having to experience the consequences of war.